Was he happy? That was a stupid question, as if happiness were something you could own and have for always. He was happy at times, as for example when a case was closed and he knew he had done it well, found a difficult truth, and left no doubts to haunt him afterwards, no savage and half-answered questions. He was happy when he sat down by the fire at the end of a long day, took the weight off his feet, and ate something really good, like a thick-crusted ham and egg pie, or hot sausages with mashed potatoes. He liked good music, even classical music sometimes, although he would not admit it, in case people thought he was putting on airs. And he liked dogs. A good dog always made him smile. Was that enough? He could only just see the road at his feet now. He thought about the huge bridge behind him, spanning the whole surge and power of the sea. What about the man who had built that? Had he been happy? He had certainly created something to marvel at, and changed the lives of people far into the future. Runcorn had untangled a few problems, but had he ever built anything? Or did he always use other people's bridges? Where did he go, anyway? No more than home to bed. Tonight it was to be an unfamiliar lodging-house. It was comfortable. He would sleep well. He usually did. Certainly it was warm enough, and Mrs. Owen was an agreeable woman, generous in nature. The next morning was sharp and cold, but a pale sun struggled over the horizon, milky soft through a fine veil of cloud, which Mrs. Owen assured him would burn off soon. The frost was only a dusting of white here and there, enough to make the hollows stand out on the long, uneven lawn stretching down to the big yew tree. Runcorn ate a hearty breakfast, talked with Mrs. Owen for a little while, because it was only civil to appear interested, as she told him about some of the local places and customs. Afterwards he set out to walk again. This time he headed uphill, climbing steadily until nearly midday, when he turned and gazed out at a cloudless sky and a sea shimmering unbroken into the distance. He stood there for some time, lost in the enormity of it, then gradually descended. He was on the outskirts of Beaumaris again when he turned a corner in the road and came face to face with a tall, slender man of unusual elegance, even in his heavy winter coat and hat. He was in his mid-30s, handsome, clean-shaven. They both stopped, staring at each other. The man blinked, uncertain, except recognizing Runcorn's face as familiar. Runcorn knew him instantly, as if it had been only a week ago they had met. But it was longer than that, much longer. It had been a case of suicide suspected to be a murder. John Berkeley had lived in a house backing onto the mews where the body had been found. It was not Berkeley whom Runcorn remembered. It was his widowed sister, Melisande Ewart. Even standing here in the middle of this bright, windy road, Runcorn could see her face as clearly as if it were she who were here now, not her arrogant, unhelpful brother. "Excuse me," Berkeley said tensely, stepping around Runcorn as if they had been strangers, and walking on up the road, lengthening his stride. But Runcorn had seen the recognition in his face, and the distaste. Was Melisande here too? If she was, he might see her, or at least catch a glimpse. Did she still look the same? Was the curve of her hair as soft? The way she smiled and the sadness in her had continued to haunt him in the year since they'd last met. It was ridiculous for him to think of her still. If she remembered him at all, it would be as a policeman determined to do his job regardless of fear or favour, but with possibly a modicum of kindness. It was her courage, her defiance of her brother Berkeley in identifying the corpse and taking the witness stand, that had closed the case. He had always wondered how much that had cost her.